Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. Oh, I need to. There we go. Whoops. A little bit of reverb there. I was just testing something out, but it looks like it's working. So, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. This is a great night to do a great tea. Hey Sneha, welcome. And today I'm doing a brand new brand that I never tried before. It was called the Spice Professors. They are somebody that I picked up in New York. I don't know what their teas are like, so I'm giving them a shot with what is this, mango ginger? Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Ooh, that is a lot of bright light. You can't really see it because it's reflecting. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, I'm it shows off better on Facebook than Twitch. Anyway, just take my word from it. They're the Spice Professors, and they were based in New York. I don't know where they are now, but yeah. So I'm doing mango ginger today, which is a completely Pops, welcome. It's a completely new brand and a really strong scented. Hey Ma, welcome. Really strong scented herbal blend. Now this has, of course, ginger and mango. It also has apple pieces and nettle. I've never had nettle in a tea before, so this is going to be interesting. Please be sure to comment because I've been having, on Facebook, I've been having a lot of issues lately. Hey Ma, there we go. Now I see. Okay, great. We are working. two weeks in a row, and Facebook was giving me lots of headaches. So, oh well. What was that? Metal? I guess like the tea is the tea tin is metal. I think that's what you're asking. Nettle with an N like Nancy. Yeah, it's a like the what is that? Like the little spiky things on. I know, heavy metal. But anyway, there's the little spiky things that you're walking through the woods sometimes, and then you pick it up on your socks. That's apparently a tea. I'm gonna see if I can find it because I've never actually had nettle tea before, and I'm assuming it's these little. Yeah, there's no way you're gonna be able to see it. It's really tiny. Oh, I can't even grab it. It looks like a dried up, spiky thing. I think I got it. Yeah, I did. Wow. And it only took 3 shots. But yeah, I've never had nettle in my tea before, but I have heard that it's got some really interesting health benefits. But yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, you definitely will not be able to see that very easily right there. For everybody on Twitch, maybe if you see like a little tiny bit of a blur on Twitch, but just take my word for it. My phone camera is a lot better than the camera I use for Twitch, so maybe that's a sign that I need to upgrade. But if you can see it, maybe if I can. Oh, if I put it in front of my shirt, you can see it better. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. But if you, excuse me, that was completely the scent that I'm getting. It's super spicy. It's super gingery. I don't smell anything else. It's all ginger. It's got like a really nice, robust scent to it. And if you take a look, it looks like just a bunch of pebbles. It's different ingredients. I mean, like you have the ginger here. If you can see that, I really need to get a better camera set up. So I got the ginger here, the apple pieces, which looks very similar to the ginger, but it's squishy. Like you can feel it's a different kind of. Ooh, it makes it hard to breathe because it's super spicy. But yeah, you can squish it, and it feels so much different. And I showed you the metal already, and what was the other piece? It was apple pieces. Oh, and the mango. It's probably, yeah, it's going to be this whiter version, which is just like a big chunk of mango. It's perfectly dried, and it's a lot harder than the apple, or maybe it was. Let me see. Yeah, this is the mango. It was a lot harder than the apple. Ooh, that is nice. I mean, it's tea, so you can eat it. It's an actual, just a little chunk of mango. But that was really sweet. It's like a really just dried up piece of mango. I like that. And if you take a look at the steeped version, nothing has really changed. It still has the same kind of grainy, pebble-like look. The only difference is it's darker, and it's going to be a lot softer because it absorbed so much water. It's just completely drenched. Now, from the taste of that mango, I'm certainly hoping that there's a good mango presence because it's easy to lose in the ginger. But all I can smell is ginger. Like I don't smell anything else. So we're gonna go ahead and take our first sip. Now the scent is a lot more muted on here. Once it's steeped, it loses a lot of its power because it's all like absorbed into the water. So I'm still smelling a whole lot of the ginger. What is this? Not sure if ginger and mango go well. I mean, we'll see. We'll see in just a moment. I mean, it's got the apple in it too, so that's going to sweeten it up twice as much. Got a 2-for-1 special. We'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. That is actually really nice. It's overwhelmingly ginger. That's for certain. But there's like little soft notes of the apple and the mango. It's a little bit hard to find, but it's definitely there. It's a little bit hot too. Now I'm thinking what it might be is that piece of mango that I ate a few minutes ago. It's still like stuck in my teeth, so I'm still getting a lot of that on the side of my tongue, and I'm trying to ignore it because it's taking away from the actual tea. And it's stuck in my teeth. It doesn't want to go anywhere. It's not making it easy to give a proper tasting. But yeah, I can taste the sweetness in it. But it's not very strong. You know, it could use a little bit of help if they had like cut back on the ginger and added more fruits, even different fruits. I mean, I could see maybe strawberry making a big difference in here. Ooh, excuse me. Or raspberry or something to that effect. Even going a step further and putting actual like lemon pieces in here. The tea itself is good. It's overpowered a lot by the ginger. Not that that's a bad thing, because a lot of people like ginger heavy teas, and if you have that palate for spice, then this is a good tea to start with. It's got like the slight sweet undertones. I'm assuming that as this cools down, I'll be able to taste it better. But for right now, my first impressions are just ginger. And it's got a lot of bite too. Like I'm not getting a whole lot of citrus, and maybe if they had used a more citrusy fruit besides an apple, then that would affect it more. Was it is a nice fall tea. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is good to keep you warm in the fall. Like, I'm willing to drink this in the reading room behind me just because, I mean, okay, this is an herbal blend, so there's no caffeine. So if you go into a nice comfortable spot and just drink this like right before bed, you're gonna be fine because it tastes really nice, and it's soothing. 'Cause, you know, like so much ginger in it is gonna make your stomach feel really good. Mm. Now I really could see enhancing the flavor. I'm gonna say enhance. I'm not gonna say like sweetening or anything, but I can really see enhancing the flavor with some lemon juice or powdered lemon. Not too much, because you don't want to mute the ginger too much. But lemon and ginger always went well together, in my opinion, and it's a really popular pairing. Mango and ginger, it has a lot of potential. I just wish there was more mango content. You know, like the the satisfaction I'm getting from this tea is because I have a little piece of mango that's still stuck in my teeth. It's on its way out. Like I can barely taste it anymore. It's still there. It's just kind of like fading quickly. So now I'm getting a more accurate taste for the tea itself. And you know, like I mean, honestly, it's a good tea, but I don't see it replacing just a regular ginger tea. You know, there's not that big of a difference. I can appreciate the subtlety. I just wish that there was more of a mango presence. I mean, overall, it's a good tea. There's nothing wrong with the tea itself, the flavors. The profile is really nice. But it feels kind of ordinary. You know, I bought this blend in New York. I think it was last year when we went to. Was it last year or the year before? When we went to the Bryant Park, Winter Festival thingy. The guy that sold it to me, he must have just been like either a temp or something because he didn't really know a whole lot about tea itself. But so you know, I mean, I talked to him, and like the tea smelled great, you know, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm willing to try it because I mean it's a good quality tea, and I'm not taking away from that. The only issue I have is the fact that this is a small business and it doesn't have that extra oomph to stand out. You know, it has the potential to stand out more, but it just doesn't. A year has passed, so what was this? Ginger overpowers everything? Not necessarily. I mean, it's all about balance. Ginger can be really powerful, and that's when you use less of it or more of another ingredient. I don't know what nettle tea is supposed to taste like, so I can't really find it in in this blend. But that is definitely overpowered, and that's part of the problem. It takes a real skill to know the flavors that you're working with when blending a tea and trying to figure out what it is that you want to come across. And so when I'm blending my own teas, I make sure that the percentages are pretty well balanced according to flavor. So for instance, I use a low percentage of ginger if I'm looking for a sweeter tea so that the sweeter ingredients come out a lot more than they should. And that's, you know, I mean, that's part of the fun, just experimenting. Ooh, it's starting to, okay. Now that it's cooling off, I'm starting to get a little bit more of the ginger. And I mean, sorry, not a little bit more of the fruits. I can actually individually taste the apple and the mango a little bit better. I would be interested in trying this iced because, like, temperature plays a big part in how we perceive taste. So, for instance, a hot tea like a black tea is going to be more strong when it's hot rather than cold. It's going to be sweeter when it's cold. And you know, it all depends on what you're looking for when you brew it. There's a lot of different techniques, a lot of different ways. Like last week when I did the Keeman, I understeeped it. I understeeped it specifically because I knew the effect that oversteeping would have. I've done it before and it's messed it up, and so I didn't want to do it again on camera. So part of that is balancing and trying to figure out what flavor profile you want to get out of this. Now, the way that I did this one specifically was 212 degrees at 5 minutes. And, you know, I mean, I got pretty much what I was expecting. You know, a really strong, bold ginger, spicy flavor. But I was hoping that the mango content and the apple content would be strong enough to keep up. It usually is. But because the ginger is so high, you're kind of missing out on the flavor. And I mean, like, again, that's not a bad thing. It's more of a preference thing. I was curious to see how mango and ginger would go together. I think, honestly, had this been blended better, I would have gotten a much more... It's like the difference between ginger tea and ginger ale. You know? One is sweeter than the other by far. And, you know, like ginger ale, of course, it has additives like sugar and sweeteners and stuff like that. Whereas the tea doesn't. But, again, depending on what you do with it. So, I had higher expectations of a sweetness. And I think that this has the potential. They just need to get their proportions right. Because otherwise, like, what you have here is a really good ginger tea. And that's not what I was hoping for when I see ginger mango on the label. That being said, I would recommend this as a brand so far. Is this herbal? Yeah. There's no actual Camellia sinensis tea in it. This is all herbals. It's fruits, nettles, and ginger. So you get what you get, you know? I'm still standing by it, and I'm hoping that by now, whoever is doing the tasting or the purchasing, what was this? Well, this isn't tea then? You always correct me. You know, it's like, it's flexible. You can call it a tea. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. It's a flexible definition. Like, for usage, for our usage, it's okay to call it a tea. You guys know it's not actually a tea. It's an herbal blend, but for all intents and purposes, we'll just use the nomer. You know? I know it's not tea. You can stop telling me already. Smarty pants. Ooh. Okay. Now we're getting it. I'm tasting a lot more of the ginger. A lot more. I'm so used to saying ginger because that's all I was tasting. But I'm getting a lot more of the sweetness now. Now that it's cooled off, maybe I should have thrown a couple of ice cubes in there. I don't know. I'll try that later. But that last taste that I did had a significantly higher sweetness content. Let me try that again because it might have just been my imagination. I'm hoping not because that last one was actually really good. Okay. It's ginger on the front, but the sweetness comes out on the back end. So I'm thinking that temperature was the issue right there. I'm gonna do the Thomas taste in just a second so that I can know, like I can figure it out more intensively. But yeah, I'm thinking that temperature is the culprit. So a little bit of background story. What I do before the tea the stream airs is on the 15-minute mark I start brewing the tea. I prepare it so that whenever it's done, the water has about maybe 10 to 12 minutes of cool down time before I actually drink it. It would taste different had I drank it straight out the pot. You'd probably get a even more intense ginger flavor. But now that I've been talking for about 20 minutes and it had that time to cool, on top of the original 12, so it's been about half an hour, give or take, and that is affecting the taste dramatically. I mean, like you could see in the difference in my reaction between the 5 minutes when I was drinking and I was just saying that it was heavy, and then that surprise when the sweetness finally came through. It made a big difference. Let me, because I didn't read the instructions on here. It says brew 2 to 3 minutes. Does not give a temperature. Yeah, this does not give a temperature, and that's not good for a tea if you're not familiar. That might have been on purpose because this is an herbal blend. So unless you've done it as much times as I have, you know that temperature is not really going to be an issue in the steep, just the taste. It's very, very difficult to oversteep an herbal blend. And I think that might be a possibility. I have other teas from Spice Professors in my cabinet, which I'll be doing sporadically. Maybe I'll do one next week. I don't know. But temperature is super, super important when you're brewing a tea, because depending on the leaf and the process of what it's already been through, sometimes it's not going to be able to take that that punishment. So they get a couple points off for the label. I'm giving them a little bit of grace because it is an herbal blend. It's not as important. But I will take those points off again if it's like, because I have a green tea and a black tea in there, and I think I have two others, I don't know. But I saw the green and the black, so I already know what to expect. Was this temperature shouldn't matter for this one because it's not a tea? You keep saying that. I know it's not a tea. Temperature does matter to an extent though, because the time that it takes to steep is determined by the temperature. For instance, a 5-minute steep in 212 degree water is going to steep it really fast. However, if you use 50 degree water, room temperature water, whatever the room happens to be, 5 minutes is like nothing. You'll just get a little bit of ginger in the water. The osmosis itself takes a while depending on the temperature. Even if you're cold brewing iced tea, you have to leave it in there for about a day or two, just in the fridge, in order to get a nice full flavor. But once you get it, it's there. It just practically takes forever. Of course, depending on what tea you're using. Like the last one I did was a wild strawberry, and I had the tea in there for 2 days before I took it out, and it came out fine. Hey Natty, welcome, and thanks. You're amazing. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it takes a while for the that was yummy. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I thoroughly enjoy fruit teas when you do cold steeping, but since it's a fruit blend, you can do it hot just as well. Take it out after an hour. I've done that before. You take it out after an hour, and it's just it's delicious. It inspired me to try different teas. Well, I'm glad because this is why I do it. You know, it's great to explore these kinds of flavors, and I mean, for something like this one, if you're just starting out with teas and you're trying to like flex your hot liquid muscles, so to speak, you're going to get a good kind of experience that's not it's not too unfamiliar, because I mean everybody's had ginger in one form or another, but to the extent where you're getting exposed to different flavor profiles little by little, I always say that you start with what you know you like and branch out from there. When I started with my tea exploration, I actually started off with 2 fruity teas. You guys have probably heard this story. Natty has not, but because she's new here. But it was, let me see, it was not orange peels. It had a lot of orange peels in it. That was the problem. Blood orange. Sorry, it was blood orange tea, which was just straight up orange rind and dried up pulp. And there was coconut pouchong, which I was not aware of what pouchong was. I just liked coconut at the time. So you start with what you like. You have the coconut pouchong, which is a kind of lightly oxidized oolong, which I know now, and it was very sweet, and that's what kept me coming back, you know? And that's what I try to inspire in people, you know, to drink a little bit at a time and, you know, see what you like, see what you don't like, experiment, see if you can improve on the stuff that you don't like, and, you know, just take it from there. Your tea journey will be ahead of you as long as you want to walk it. Okay, so I'm going to do, that being said, I haven't even done the Thomas taste yet, so here we go. Okay, that is very interesting. So I'm getting a whole lot as I breathe in and out. The ginger is still kind of spicy, but the mango and the apple are really, really strong in my breath. It's like the difference is night and day now. It's the ginger has subsided a lot, and I think that my palate has adjusted so that it's able to pick out the fruit of it. And there is a little something that's unfamiliar that I'm assuming is the nettle. But because the nettle has such small properties, I mean, the ingredients is like really, really small to begin with, each individual. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of it, but there's kind of a slightly, like a saltgrass taste to it. That's more slightly, it's there, it's present. It's a little bit difficult to describe. And you know, like it's hard to describe because I don't know what it tastes like on its own. So I don't know how much of that flavor is being reduced by the rest of the ingredients. So it's like it's there. I just can't identify it quite yet. I'm gonna find, because I've always wanted to try nettle tea. I've heard that it's really, really good. It's got some really great health properties. So I want to look into that a little bit more and then present it to you guys. But For the time being, we'll just leave it as an ingredient here, and we'll just describe it later. Can anyone see what you're texting? You're curious. Yes, they can. But yeah, nobody's on Twitch, so that's why nobody's addressing you on here. But yeah, like people generally could, if they're on there. But yeah, like don't worry, you're fine. What was I saying? Okay, so. It's already 8:30. So, okay, I'm going to take another couple minutes. I usually don't go this long, but questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. I'm going to answer Teresa's question first. As I always do, what would I pair this with? Now, this is a very, very strong tasting tea, so I'm going to have to find something that goes with it. Definitely a nice lemon pie, a dessert kind of a thing to kind of soften the blow that the ginger has. I would do that. What else? I would do probably a noodle dish. I think that this would go well with Thai food, because Thai food is generally spicy and it's got like elements of coconut in it to sweeten it up. Sometimes, like that peanut kind of taste has a nice presence to it. So yeah, absolutely. I would try this with some Thai food. As an iced tea, I would definitely add maybe a little bit of lemon and just serve it as a regular drink. But yeah, this has a lot of good potential. So it's gained some points back. Just for something as simple as cooling off the temperature. But yeah, like this is an interesting blend. I will see, because they do have a website. It sounds very good. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would definitely recommend it as a starter, just to get used to drinking hot beverages, if you don't already, and just take your curiosity from there. Granted, this is not, as Sneha keeps saying, this is not a tea. So, this hopefully your journey does not end there, but you're able to go out and explore your palate a little bit more. You might be surprised to find out what you like. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now is the time. I will give it until about. Let me see, it's 8:33. Let's do 8:40. Yeah, I'm feeling energetic. I'm gonna give you guys an extra 10 minutes to just throw some questions at me. What do you think? What would you like to know? Teresa, I just answered the Teresa question. Like I said, like lemon or Thai food or something like that. What would I pair it with? Was this you're going to recommend this stream to my friends? Because I'm really interested. I thank you so much. I appreciate that, because my Twitch channel needs a lot of help. I swear, it's like, bah. But I'm trying to build it up. Maybe I'll start performing. I'll start streaming on weekdays, maybe for an hour or two during lunch or something, just to get the interactions up, and just do like a lunchtime tea or something, and interact with my audience. I think that might do a little good on the times that I'm not working on my writing. Why not? Okay. Ooh. Okay, that last one had a very almost sugary sweetness to it. I really think that this should have been an iced tea. Had I known. I mean, this is how you find out. But I can definitely taste the mango a lot better now that it's cooled off enough to receive it. I'm actually pretty surprised, because right now it's so much different. And that's another thing that I love about tea, that as much as you drink, you still get surprised. You know, I mean, it might not happen as often, but the fact that it happens is a really good feeling, because you haven't tasted everything. You know, there's always something new. There's always something interesting to try. I have had teas that make like polar opposite flavors just over time, and that's great. You know, I mean, I've had teas that start off really heavy, really dark, really strong, and then as time passes, it mellows out so much. You get that nice, even flavor. So you know, I'm trying to recall. There was a time, I don't remember which tea it was. Yeah, that's gonna be bothering me a little bit. There was a tea that started off like super strong and ended really sweet, and also like Greek mountain tea. I love Greek mountain tea. The first time I ever had it, it started off as like a white tea kind of flavor. It ended up tasting like lemon, and it was really, really nice, really smooth. And to this day, you know, I haven't had it in a while, and maybe I'll order some more. Because it's an excellent tea. I just have to empty out my tea cabinet a little bit before then, because God knows it's crowded in there. But yeah, you know, I'm definitely feeling the taste for Greek mountain tea. All right, I've gone off on my tangent a little bit too much. Okay, so any other questions you guys want to ask? Throwing it out there, because I took a little bit longer than usual just to get through my review. And I think that, you know what, if I were to sweeten this could do well with some honey. You get the intensity of the ginger down a little bit, and the sweetness of the mango and the apple will be enhanced greatly because of it. Like the Manuka honey has a really candy-like sweetness. I love Manuka honey. Oh, I always recommend it. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but definitely worth it. Especially, you know, for the health benefits. There's a ton to list. But yeah, a little bit of Manuka honey will do this tea wonders. Maybe a little bit of orange, like an orange flavoring. That's what I do. Like, I wonder. I start experimenting in my head. You guys have seen it like 100 times. I'm like, what can I do with this? What can I taste that with? And I get into mad scientist mode. And I mean, you guys those who have seen and are still having nightmares about the quarantine stream. Oh man. Yeah, that one's going down in history. Like, nobody I think I lost some audience members for those who have seen it. But yeah, you've seen me in my mad scientist mode, and it's good. It's healthy. It's refreshing to bring new life into an old tea kind of a thing, you know? I mean, everybody's had ginger tea, but how many people have had ginger tea with mango? That's what attracted me to this tea to begin with, is the fact that everybody's had ginger lemon. You know, everybody has had ginger and honey. But ginger and mango is unique. And I had high hopes for this tea, and I think that it's about 80% there. You know, I'd still work on the proportions a little bit, but it's a really, really good tea. I really appreciate it. So it's 8:39 now. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits because I probably only have a couple seconds left before the 8:40 dot. So Thank you all for joining me tonight. This has been an extremely exciting blend. I'm eager to mess with this one once the cameras are off and just experiment it for myself. So if you are interested, I will put down the have a great weekend, Mom. I will put the link, hopefully to this one, to this specific blend. I haven't been on their website ever. But I'll check it out, see if I can get this one on there, and I'll link it in the description of Facebook. Unfortunately, I don't have that capability on Twitch, but it will be on YouTube after I post it. So it'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Facebook. If you're interested in checking it out, check it out there. And until next time, have a great weekend, a wonderful week, and I'll catch you later. Bye.